Hello again, and welcome to Mike's Warhammer Workshop. These first couple of videos are probably just going to be a couple of short ones. And this one is about Aeronautica Imperialis, a game that we just bought, me and a mate. So I got the Imperials, I guess, the Astra Militarum Air Force. Now, I've been trying to read up on like lore, and as far as I can tell, the air forces and the ground forces are separate to prevent, Horus Heresy level of heresy rebellions. So I don't know what paint scheme to give these guys. I wanted to do like a Valhallan or like Vostroyan, but since they're not, they wouldn't actually have the same paint schemes, I guess. I might just do like a winter camo or something. These planes are pretty huge. If I had been a bit more prepared, hold on, I could have shown you like a comparison. We do have a Plague Marine. I was like, the closest model to me was a squig. So if I just removed him from the stand, like the Imperial bomber, the Marauder, is about this big. Let's just back up a little bit, and quite a bit longer, of course, but they're fairly big. I mean, they're a nice size. Of course, you play it on a hex board, unlike the old version of Aeronautica Imperialis, which is nice if you compare it to like X-Wing, which you'll do if you've played that or heard about like aircraft games. It's this Blood Red Skies and of course Wings of Glory, which is kind of like the origin, the OG air game, I guess. This has some similarities with X-Wing, of course. Like you have hidden, not dials, but you put down tokens that corresponds to maneuvers, and then you reveal them. But unlike X-Wing, they're not like fixed. Like you're not doing a light bank left necessarily. You're just doing a bank, and then the speed of your aircraft determines how far you can move, and then you have like a minimum speed. You also have like an altitude, like how far up or down you are. Sorry, which is affected by. And I think this is pretty cool. If you move up an altitude level. Oops, wrong way. Oh, five is the maximum. Sorry. So if you move up an altitude level, you'll drop in speed, and vice versa. If you dive, you'll increase speed, which is cool. It makes it feel like they're aircraft and not spaceships. And if you exceed your maximum speed, I think there's a chance you take damage, and if you drop to like 0 speed, I think you might stall. You will stall, and you might spin out of control, which you can use to your advantage, as far as I can tell, because you're harder to hit when you're spinning and stalling. But it's not as much gotcha. I think I will have to play it, of course. I think this is more like Titanicus, or yeah, it's a lot more like Titanicus than X-Wing in some regards. It's not of course you will have to outmaneuver. That's the whole game. The whole game is movement, but you're not as locked in as in X-Wing. And if that's good or bad, I don't know yet. But it feels like it could be nice, I guess. It's more like the pilots reacting to the situation on the fly, I guess. Also, I actually like the fact that it's on hexes instead of just a map like an X-wing, because there are so many times if you nudge those ships, or worse, you're off course, right? If you just nudge it a little, you'll not fly, because you had these sticks you put down and then you follow them and try to put them. It was messy. It worked. It was really cool, but it was also prone to like mistakes and bumping and stuff like that. So I don't know. I like it. You have. I think you almost need to have the cards. They will be available to download for free, I think, next month or something like that. So you don't need to buy them, but they're hella nice. Oh, I'm just gonna. So you get like loads of these stat cards, which just makes it super easy to like tell the stats right away instead of having the book. On top of that, you get like multiples of these. You don't get like one Marauder and one Thunderbolt. You get like, I don't know how many cards these are, but if there's 3 variants of ships in the base game and you get this many cards. Oh yeah, and can I just say I love the fucking art direction on this. It just looks so dope. Oops. I am clumsy. Just deal with it. You get these tiny cards as well with like ace abilities. I think ace abilities is for when you play like the campaign and you level up a bit. And then you have like upgrades like the Imperial Ace and tons of these. I think there's only like, let's just say 4-ish types of weapon upgrades, but you get a bazillion of these cards, and then you have like cool upgrades on your ship, like ejector seats, infrared targeting, which is cool because of like weather effects and stuff, armored cockpits, flares or chaff launchers, stuff like that you can upgrade your ships with, kind of like an X-wing, or exactly like an X-wing. But they're not. I can't live with that plane just lying there. Not like crazy. I dropped out of X-wing maybe half a year before 2.0 was released, maybe more, because it felt like such a power creep with new ships and the upgrades, and you had to keep track of them. You almost had, if you wanted to play more competitively, or even if you just wanted to make a fun build, like, oh, that's a really cool card for this ship, but it's in the other ship pack. That's just, I can't be bothered with that. So I'm not gonna miss that at all. As far as power creep, I think Games Workshop get a lot of flack, but I feel like Fantasy Flight is a lot worse with like power creep in their miniature games. And Games Workshop do a lot of patching, like readjusting points and FAQs and erratas and stuff. I think they've become really great at that digital part of updating their games. Even if they have so much on their plate, it could take a while. Anyways, I think the next video the next Aeronautica Imperialis video will be after we played some games, or like after the first game probably, and just my first impressions and stuff. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye.